And there we are. How are you, daughter?
You know exactly how I am.
I do know exactly how you are. You want to tell the rest of the Facebook world how you are?
No.
Well, while we're waiting for our ones and ones of viewers to join us, you might want to show them your new acquisition.
Oh. Can you
That
see it?
is a fantastic painting by Scott Lebedo.
Yes, it is. It needs to go up tomorrow. They're coming.
Oh, excellent. Oh, and you're gone. Wow, there she is.
The board.
Are you back? Oh, you got again. Well, guess what time it is? No idea where she went. No idea whatsoever. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Right Stuff with Leticia Remauro and hopefully Jen Remauro. Hi, Chris. Chris is with us tonight. Hi, Chris Cuddy. Good to hear from you. I hope you're not in traffic. It looks like Jen might be joining us any second.
Why? 5 times in a row they call, and I kept pressing no. I swear to God!
Was it somebody trying to sell you an extended warranty on your car?
No, it was the Board of Elections.
Oh, the Board of Elections.
Probably some 90-year-old lady named Fern just kept pressing redial. Oh my God.
Well, it's great to have you. Always traffic over here. Where's here, Chris? Where I am in South Carolina, in the free state of South Carolina, we've been experiencing a lot of traffic too because the Northerners are down, and we've had the busiest tourist season ever. But this is my last night in the free state.
Oh, you're going back in like a week.
I don't care. It's still my last night in the free state of South Carolina where you can have a gun, protect your rights, and people don't rob you at gunpoint and then get let out of jail the next day. Chris is on the FDR drive. Okay, well, then you can text and talk because you're not
going anywhere.
So, Jenny.
Mama.
So I see your beautiful painting by Scott Lebedo, the Aries sign. That's fantastic. Scott's an Aries, just like you and me. That's wonderful. So we've got a pretty good show, I think. Oh, look at who's here. Josephine Nastasi.
Your mother.
Hi, Mom. She got on. I'm glad she got on. She called me at like 10 to 6 in a panic. I can't find anybody's page. It's a conspiracy.
I couldn't. My microphone doesn't work, so.
Yeah. Well, today is it wouldn't be Right Stuff if we didn't have an electronic or technological nightmare. And Margie Bold Eagle is with us. Hi, Margie.
Hi, Margie.
Good to see you, my wonderful, wonderful friends. All right, well, tonight we have some show. Tonight's show focuses on Bill Gates. It's called The Gates of Hell. And we are focusing on his philanthropic work around the globe, from changing our climate to managing our health and deciding what we should eat. Bill Gates is using his money to change mankind and the planet we live on. But are his intentions purely altruistic? Or is it a ruse for making more money? I think everybody knows the answer to this.
We spoke about him like 2 weeks ago. We did this.
We didn't speak all about Bill Gates. We spoke about the fact that he was buying land in large quantities. So I thought that today we would dig a little deeper and see what his philosophy is, since he's buying all the
Your
land.
mother's already yelling at me. I said hello to Leticia's mother.
I have a red Solo cup. I need it.
You. Hi, Grandma. My grandma.
There you go. Now she's
My
happy.
favorite grandma.
Well, anyway, so tonight I thought we'd take a deep dive into Gates and show you some clips and show you what he's all about. But before we do that, there's been a lot of news. Over the weekend, Joe Biden ordered the death of Al Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri, who, believe it or not, was in Afghanistan, the same place we pulled out of a year ago in that ridiculous debacle. So watch what Joe has to say about this great murder that they committed. Watch this.
My fellow Americans, on Saturday, at my direction, the United States successfully concluded an airstrike in Kabul, Afghanistan that killed the emir of al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri. You know, Zawahiri was bin Laden's leader. He was with him the whole time. He was his number 2 man, his deputy at the time the terrorist attack 9/11. And since the United States delivered justice to bin Laden 11 years ago, Zawahiri has been a leader of al-Qaeda, the leader. From hiding, he coordinated al-Qaeda's branches and all around the world, including setting priorities for providing operational guidance that call for and inspired attacks against U.S. targets. He made videos, including in recent weeks, calling for his followers to attack the United States and our allies. Now, justice has been delivered, and this terrorist leader is no more. People around the world no longer need to fear the vicious and determined killer. The United States continues to demonstrate our resolve and our capacity to defend the American people against those who seek to do us harm. You know, we make it clear again tonight that no matter how long it takes, no matter where you hide, if you are a threat to our people, the United States will find you and take you out. When I ended our military mission in Afghanistan almost a year ago, I made the decision that after 20 years of war, the United States no longer needed thousands of boots on the ground in Afghanistan to protect America from terrorists who seek to do us harm. And I made a promise to the American people that we continue to conduct effective counterterrorism operations in Afghanistan and beyond. We've done just that. My administration will continue to vigilantly monitor and address threats from al-Qaeda, no matter where they emanate from. As Commander-in-Chief, it is my solemn responsibility to make America safe in a dangerous world.
Who's getting rid of him?
I mean, he sounded like he was falling asleep in the middle of this message, which droned on and on and on. He was setting up to try to celebrate that, you know, he got another al-Qaeda leader just before 9/11.
But when was the last time we even heard about them?
You know, but the best is that he pulled all those troops out of Afghanistan, saying that, you know, al-Qaeda was no more in Afghanistan.
But now
and where does
we're
he get
saying
al-Zawahiri? In Afghanistan. It's crazy.
Well, he has COVID again, so just so you know, again.
Yeah.
Again, he had a relapse.
Relapse. I mean, Daddy said it was called bounce back COVID or something like that.
It's God doing his job.
It's God doing his job. Yeah. Hi, Aunt Santa is with us.
Hi.
And Tommy Shakes.
Oh, that's Cop Tom.
Yes, he's trying so hard to read the teleprompter coherently. I got to tell you something. Our next clip, we're going to watch his press secretary read the teleprompter, read her notes. I want to know, the person who's writing this stuff must be making $1 million because everybody's reading it. Hi, it's the OG Lucille Chavone. Good to see you, Lucille. And another distraction from Pelosi's Taiwan trip. We're going to talk about that too. So before or in between him, getting al-Zawahiri, he spent 2 hours on the telephone trying to massage, I guess, President Xi of China, because Nancy decided to go to Taiwan. But watch his press secretary try to explain. Well, watch.
They wanted to make sure that they continued the dialogues, kept the open lines for conversation, and that's what we saw today. Again, it was more than a 2-hour call, but I'll share a little bit of what they covered. The first was a detailed discussion of areas where the two countries can work together, with particular focus on climate change and health security and counter narcotics. The two teams will be following up on these areas. President Biden also raised the need to resolve the cases of American citizens who are wrongfully detained or subject to exit bans in China, as well as longstanding concerns about human rights. They exchanged views on Russia's war in Ukraine and the global impacts it is having. And then on Taiwan, President Biden underscored that the United States policy has not changed and that the United States strongly opposes unilateral efforts to change the status quo or undermine peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. President Biden also raised the need to resolve the cases of American citizens who are wrongly detained or subject to exit bans in China, as well as longstanding concerns about human rights.
It's even hard to read bullshit off a piece of paper. She was like, what is this fucking bullshit? She couldn't even believe it. Who wrote this?
Who wrote this? And they don't even edit it because they wrote human rights and freeing the Americans they're holding in the first part of the speech, and then they wrote it again, and she read it again. I mean, couldn't she edit it herself and say, well, I already read this, I'm not going to read it again?
What happened to the little redheaded person?
Peppermint Patty, she got a job, I think, as a newscaster somewhere. I don't know. It's I have no idea where she is. Chris Cuddy, he decided to circle back to Afghanistan. Right. He's trying to now convince us that he was right a year ago and pulling out and that it didn't matter.
Oh, it's Ellen.
Hi, Ellen. In case everybody's wondering, we finally got Jen's Facebook fixed, so now we can see your comments if you're
Those are all
on
my
Jen's.
Irby neighbors.
It took us a little while, but we were able to.
It only took us a year, but we finally figured out that. So
it's right stuff, and that's why we only have. Well, we moved up a point. We're 742 million on.
But I still don't have a microphone on my computer.
Right, you still don't have a microphone. I'm coming home. I'll fix your technology. All right. Well, Nancy landed in Taiwan today, and China didn't shoot her plane down as they threatened, but they are surrounding Taiwan with warships, forcing the U.S. to do the same. So here's a clip of Nancy's welcome. Jen, you'll be happy that there's no sound in this one, but I want you to watch her really close, and I want you to tell me who she reminded you of when she walks.
Well, oh, that's my butt from last week. So, or both. I'm not sure which one. Hangman with bad Botox or an asshole?
Oh my gosh. her trying to walk in those heels was just, it's crazy. I mean, don't we have one person in the line of succession from president down who could walk without being,
Without falling?
oh my God. I thought she was coming down those steps for sure. Lucille says, "Herb, strong." That's because she's welcoming Ellen. And Chris says, "Surprise, her stumbling drunk ass didn't pull a Biden down the steps." That's what I was thinking, especially that it was 11 o'clock in Taiwan. So, she had a couple of pops on the plane for sure. Well, at any rate, so that's the news. So right now we've got the Ronald Reagan warship surrounded, our answer to China, putting their ships in Taiwan and the Taiwanese water or across. They're going to do military exercises. I mean, these libs are going to drag us into World War III. And then I guess it doesn't really matter what Bill Gates does after that. But since we're here to talk about Bill Gates, he and Melinda do a little thing on YouTube, and they do a newsletter, and they do these little clips. And so they're called Gates Notes. So I pulled a lot of those notes out for everybody to see, because I don't think that our viewers actually watch Bill Gates' YouTube channel, but it's very interesting, and I think you should.
He has like 20 of 20 viewers.
Yeah, he's got 20 viewers. But anyway, I think that this first little clip it actually explains why they think that they are so entitled and that you should listen to them. So watch.
Why are you really giving your money away?
Try to have an impact. It's fun work that we've dedicated ourselves to.
We're giving our money away because we believe that we can make the world a better place, and we should do that while we're here.
Really? Like,
Yeah, they're going to make the world a better place. Just the two of them. They know everything about everything, and so I'm going to show you a little clip about his position on politics. Put your ear next to the
yeah,
phone.
don't mind me, everyone. My microphone on my phone doesn't work. It doesn't work on the computer. I can't hear anything. I know what it's like to be deaf now.
Poor Jen. I'm coming. Fix your computer. Here you go. Bill Gates on politics.
If government screwed up, is the answer to have less of it or to fix it? Well, area by area, you have to look at it. The mathematics of the taxpayers say, cut my taxes, but nothing that I know about. You have one party, here's half of that message, and the other party, here's the other half of that message. That's not mathematical. Yeah. And so your idea in the book of a third-party candidate sort of coming into the debates and saying, it's all nice to hear what you two guys say, but what you said doesn't add up. Let me tell you, voters, how even if you cut spending a lot, that you have to raise taxes, and unfortunately, you can only get some portion of it from the very richest. You're going to have to raise taxes a bit more broadly than that and cut spending. So, I'm bringing you bad news. It's called reality, that this guy over here is only telling you part of reality, and this guy over here is only telling you part of reality. Those guys would then, the debate would improve.
I can't hear. What did he say?
So he's setting up to be a third-party candidate for president.
Oh.
What he did say was that the third-party candidate will tell people he would like somebody who's more mathematical, more of a technician to run in a third, like himself. And that the facts are that you can't just raise taxes on the rich. To pay for everything everybody wants, we're going to have to raise taxes on the middle class. And you may not like that. So he's setting up to become a third-party candidate. And he's also setting up, to say, don't tax the rich. The middle class has to pay. A little bit of an elitist.
So he's setting himself up to be a bigger asshole than he already is.
Well, I think that he's hoping, listen, he's got a little bit of a God complex.
Well, when you tax the middle class, then there's no middle class. We're all poor. And then there's the rich.
Chris Cuddy summed it up. This is what he said. Just think about Charlie Brown, Jen. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's true. But and all you guys are going to have to help Jen with your comments because she can't hear very
Do you know
well.
what I look like right now? Everyone's outside with their dogs watching me with my ear to a phone. I'm like in a fishbowl right here. Everyone could see me. And they're like, what's wrong with this girl?
Try and put your earbuds in. All right, so this is Bill Gates on America's competitive position in the world. Okay, so we're gonna put that up. Here we go.
Are we as far ahead of other countries as we were at the end of World War II or in the 1960s or the 1990s? And the answer is no. We are not as far ahead. And we didn't keep it a secret that you're supposed to have good universities, good infrastructure and stability. We are so used to being number one that it is a little bit of a comeuppance to not have this lead. And even the phrase, will America maintain its leadership? I want more definition of that, because that can mean a relative lead, which I think is unhealthy. Or it can mean, are we taking what we're good at and continuing to improve, which we're not doing as well as we should.
I got some of it because now I'm putting it on Facebook.
There you go. Okay, do that. So what do you think? So
I got half of it. I figured it out halfway through.
So in essence, he's saying that America is no longer a leader in innovation. And if the whole clip, he said how China is now in the lead and how China is developing things and how China is educating their kids and they are, finding all kinds of cures and they're pulling way ahead of us. So
I believe that.
Yeah, what we're seeing from Bill Gates is his very matter-of-fact, globalist, elitist attitude. And basically, he's thinking that Americans are just, they're
idiots?
Stupid idiots. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
I'm also not going to argue with him on that.
Yeah. Well, here's Bill talking about the COVID vaccine. You're going to love this. He offers no solutions. He just likes to talk. Watch.
What would a better vaccine look like? Even though these vaccines do an incredible job of preventing severe disease and death, they do not protect you from getting infected. They reduce the chance of getting infected by about 50%. We want to change it so that anybody who's gotten that vaccine cannot be infected again, taking them completely out of any transmission chain. We should be able to have a vaccine that attacks a core part of the virus that's found in all the variants. We would also like to have vaccines that you can just take once and you don't have to go back and keep getting boosters again and again. They should be made so that they can be transported at normal temperatures without refrigeration. All these COVID vaccines require the use of a syringe, and we'd like to get rid of that. We could just have something like a patch or something you inhale so that you can take it more easily. Finally, manufacturing can be scaled up even faster. Although pharmaceutical companies broke every record here in now making billions of these vaccines, what would be ideal is being able to make enough for the entire world in less than 6 months. Although developing so many effective COVID vaccines quickly was a miracle, there's no question that we have to do better next time.
He really does think we're retarded. Because we are. No shit.
No solution. I want to know who is the we. We have to do this. We have to do it.
Do it then, Bill. You have the most money here. Do it.
Who's the we? Yeah.
It should protect. Yes. You know what it's called? Testing it for a long time before you give it to everybody. And I'm not rich and I'm not a scientist.
Well, neither is he. Well, he's rich.
Well, he's rich.
But he's not a scientist. But, apparently he thinks he's God, though.
But he's right.
I'm not saying he's wrong. So Tommy Shake says America is
He's inferior.
Inferior when it comes to innovation, and he's right. Liberals are retarded and easily.
No shit, Tom. Duh.
Well, you know what amazes me? He's got more subscribers than we do. I don't get it.
Imagine. I'm sure his microphone works on his computer, Leticia.
We've been saying that the vaccine was no good and it needed to be made better. The whole this is episode 30, by the way, everybody. Episode 30. We've been saying it since day one, and he has more subscribers than us. And I mean, come on, you're way cuter than Bill Gates. I mean, I don't understand. Let's see, Lucille. Drug companies made millions. I think
I'm convinced that the monkeypox, and one of my friends who's a gay gentleman, he was here today, and I was talking about the monkeypox vaccine. I swear to God, it's the COVID vaccine. They're trying to just get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Because I got a text message. He's like, "You're gay. You need this." He's like, "How do they know?"
They're watching. It's your Alexa. Alexa's telling them when you're having sex. Alexa is watching. All right, Jen, you must watch this one on Facebook because you have to hear the next two for sure. It's very important. Okay, where are we? We're at clip 8.
The problem is I'm a little delayed, but we'll.
All right, well, we'll wait for you. So,
okay.
Well, here's what he thinks about cow farts and human poop.
When people think of climate change, they think mostly about electricity, and that's only a quarter of the emissions come from coal, natural gas plants that are generating your electricity.
One crucial part is agriculture, and one thing you said you were particularly surprised by was how great a problem bovine flatulence is. Do you want to explain what that is and why it's a problem?
Yeah, so the animals that can eat grass have very unusual stomachs that have these bacteria that are methanogenic in there, and so they leak natural gas, both out the front and the back. And so people have said, well, let's change the hay or throw some things in there. And nobody knows how to get rid of
no one knows how to get cows to stop farting.
Exactly.
You threw a party in Beijing, a toilet fair. Why are you obsessed with toilets?
Well, I guess I'm obsessed. The challenge is that with the world urbanizing in these developing countries, the biggest cities in the world will be places like Lagos, 20, 30 million people. And the way we think of sanitation in the rich world is we build sewer systems, we put a lot of clean water in, and we build a processing plant. That is so expensive that these developing country cities won't have it. And so whenever you tour a slum, you might smell or see that human waste is not being removed and processed.
I went to go look for my Biden toilet paper and someone stole it. It's gone.
Maybe they used it.
No, Amanda yelled at me for using it all. She's like, "Don't do it!" And now it's gone. I took it home.
Well, he's obsessed with human feces and cow farts.
He's
cow
sick.
farts. What's that?
They said he's sick.
Well, listen, he's rich. They have to be obsessed with something, right? This clip makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of bullshit going on anyway. Very good, Josephine. Your father says, give the cows gas X. Tom says he's psychotic. He is. He has a God complex.
I think everybody could see what they say, right?
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't want me to read it? Well, I don't know. Some people like it. Eat more red meat, screw PETA. The best is that he wants the rich countries not to eat red meat, but the poor countries can eat red meat. Now, the poorest country that there is India.
India, and they walk around the streets.
And they don't eat cows. So I don't know.
It must really smell there.
Tommy said he didn't see what Lucille said, so I have to continue to read. Okay, you got it. What about elephant farts? Screw this. You know, he said 25% of the emissions in the atmosphere comes from electricity, yet they want us to use electric cars. Well, I don't know, go figure. And then the rest of it comes from these bovine, or it's not just cows, it's anything that eats grass, apparently. So, you know, what I don't get here is how come nobody's measuring the amount of damage Congress is doing to the atmosphere? Because talk about gas. Is the girl smoking a joint in the picture behind Jen?
She's putting her lipstick on. Ed Mulligan did that.
Well, Bob, Pot.
That's what he's looking at. This is how great our show is.
Bob, pot is legal in New York, and so
definitely in Irby.
You know, and there's going to be grown on the roofs. Yeah. So here's what we're getting so far from Bill Gates. Let's compact this, right? So he and Melinda Katz are going to save the world with their money. They comment on everything that happens, and they have more viewers than us, and they have no solutions, only point out the obvious. He wants to reduce all emissions he wants to get us down to 0 by 2050. And somehow or another, he's older than me, and he thinks he's going to be alive in 2050. So maybe he's got a secret. I don't know. And he's coming after your burgers and your toilet bowl.
But we'll have a vaccine that works like the flu shot and everything, like chicken pox. All those other good shots that you get once, not the flu shot, but everything else, he's going to get it under control.
He's going to get it under control. For me now too. I'm guessing he means that pot is legal for him now too. Oh yeah, that's right, because you're a cop. Yeah, that's right. The cop.
He's not. He's retired.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's what he meant. I mean, really, I cannot believe now. Oh, I just can't. About smoking weed. Yeah, he was right. Yeah, I was right. See, smart. I'm smart. Okay, so because of the mandate, yeah. So the trade-off is you can get a vaccine. If you get your vaccine, you can smoke pot and carry a gun. Good idea. Okay, so he's so obsessed with toilets. He's so obsessed with cows. So he wants the rich countries to eat fake meat. He wants the poor countries to be able to eat real meat and to dispose of their poop this way. Watch.
Over 2.5 billion people have no access to safe sanitation. We asked brilliant engineers to help us solve this problem. And one of those engineers actually has proposed a solution where the waste is valuable.
The Omni processor turns sewer sludge, which is kind of nasty, into clean drinking water, electricity, and ash that is pathogen-free. This is where the sludge enters the machine. It goes up this conveyor belt, is fed into these large tubes we call the dryer. That's where we boil the sludge. And in the boiling process, we separate the water vapor from the solids. The solids are now dry, and we can feed them into the fire. Once we have this very hot fire, we can make high pressure, high temperature steam. And we take that steam and we send it to a steam engine. And the steam engine drives a generator that makes electricity that we use for the processor, and also excess electricity that can be delivered back to the community. The water vapor that's created in the boiling process is run through a cleaning system until we have the cleanest, purest water you can possibly imagine.
The sanitation system as we know it in the developed world cannot work in developing countries. So what we need in developing countries is a very simple system.
The entrepreneur that owns this processor will get paid for the input, the sludge. And that same entrepreneur will get paid for the outputs, the electricity, the water, and the ash.
I am very impressed with this solution we're seeing here. It generates electricity, it generates clean water.
It will grow to every corner of the earth that needs it because it makes money every day.
It's water.
I drink enough bullshit in this country. I do not need to drink other people's shit. Is he crazy?
Some people in
This shit tastes delicious. Doesn't it, Brenda? That's Brad's shit. He's familiar.
He's drinking poop water, and
He's
wants
not.
poop
That's
people
Perrier. He's not drinking that.
He's drinking poop water, and he wants poor people to drink poop water. Tommy left the job because of the mandates. I knew that, Tommy. I'm sorry. Okay, well, he's full of shit, so it makes sense he loves toilets. That's right. Chris Cuddy, you are on a roll today.
Who made the toilets for the cows? Was it him?
No, it wasn't him. But I mean, you would think that he would have come up with that kind of solution, but that's not where he's at. He's at a place where
he wants to poison all of us so he can win and take over the world. That's what it sounds like.
He wants America down, the rest of the world up.
You'll be vaccinated, but you'll be drinking shit.
But you'll be drinking shit. Well, he's spoon feeding it to us. Now, am I the only one who, when I saw that clip, it's like they're talking to 5-year-olds, right? The water goes through the steam, clearly he's talking to us like we're a bunch of idiots. And the worst part is people are following him and listening to him and loving him. And
next, you're gonna go to a restaurant. It's gonna be like, do you want tap, sparkling, or shit water? I don't know, Mark. What do you think?
Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God. Oh, you probably have to pay more for that.
Exactly. Gets higher price.
Your father, he must be anti-White Castle. Oh, absolutely. White Castle has to be responsible for at least 5% of the emissions in the world, 100%. What about the smell during the process?
Not my land, not my problem.
With lemon oil.
Can't use a straw with that. It's a little thick.
You do want a straw, you lemon or lime. I don't know what goes good with shit, Lucille. Maybe onion.
Flies.
A whole new meaning to waiter. There's a fly in my glass.
Be like, yeah, no, it belongs there. There's shit in your glass. You ordered it.
I think my favorite part of that clip was they were talking about Lagos, Nigeria, being one of the places that has the problem with the human waste and getting rid of it. Lagos, Nigeria is one of the poorest countries on the planet, and they're showing us this huge system and saying the entrepreneur who owns this is going to get paid for this and that and the other thing. Who cares? Who's gonna?
They ride cows to work. No one's building that there.
I want to acknowledge that Colleen Mahoney gave us not only the idea for the show tonight, but also did a lot of the research for the clips tonight. So props to Colleen. Because when I saw some of this, I could not believe it was true. But you know what? It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Stuff. I mean, it's happening, and he's got the money to send the messaging out. Hope it's sterile water. Might get an outbreak of pink eye from the ass water. The fact that he drank it was that was the best. He must think he's God. He must.
But monkeypox is spreading everything.
That's why monkeypox is spreading.
Tastes like that guy's ass from that gay club.
Oh my God. Oh, we have disease and famine and pestilence all over the world, and now we're going to drink shit.
Isn't it amazing how fast we got that vaccine done? What, 2 days?
Because it's just a flu shot. And
it's a COVID shot. It's expiring. They have to get rid of it.
It's bullshit. All right. Well, okay. And now we're going to see, water he can walk on. I love our audience. I swear.
All 5 of you are fantastic.
I wish we could see you and interact. It would be so much better. Oh my
God. Calm down. We don't even know how to put the fucking microphone on this thing.
As soon as we learn how to use the mics.
We just made the show public finally. That was our whole problem.
It took us since February.
30 weeks.
Oh my God. So here is Bill Gates. He had an interview with a Science magazine about why we shouldn't be eating meat. And here it is.
Bill Gates believes the wealthiest countries should switch to eating 100% synthetic beef in order to help combat climate change. Speaking to the MIT Technology Review magazine, he said that some governments would be constrained by their wealth. I don't think the poorest 80 countries will be eating synthetic beef. I do think all rich countries should move to 100% synthetic beef. You can get used to the taste difference, and the claim is they're going to make it taste even better over time, added Mr. Gates. He noted one company, Memphis Meats, which actually makes synthetic meat at a cellular level to address this issue, but he said I don't think that technique of manufacturing synthetic beef will ever be economical. However, he added, companies such as Impossible and Beyond have a roadmap, a quality roadmap and a cost roadmap, that makes them totally competitive. While these companies represent less than 1% of the world's meat supply, they're on their way, he added, saying he could actually see a path to addressing the issue.
Have you tasted a Beyond Burger? It tastes more like shit than Biden's fucking words.
Or than poop water.
Nobody I know liked that.
Oh my God.
It tastes like chemicals.
No, I don't get it. I don't get it. We're not allowed to eat meat, but we're allowed to drink shit.
and eat fake. No, we can eat fake meat and fake water.
Fake meat. He is God. He's creating all of all of the stuff that only God creates. Departing of the seas because of the smell. Oh my God. Well, so the man, I guess he needs more poop, right? So, because if you ever ate one of those Impossible burgers, it goes right through you. But see, Bobby, there you go. He might actually like White Castles. I'm not sure. Sounds like some cow broke his heart. It does. This man is picking on cows. I don't understand it. We love cows here. The cows are our favorite animal on Right Stuff. And Bill Gates is trying to get rid of our cows. That really sucks. But we all have to remember that Bill Gates is a millionaire and he's making his money by buying land. He's buying land so that he could plant the plants for plant-based meat, and so that he can become richer. So, this whole altruistic bullshit that he's into, at the end of the day, it's really making him more money. And that's what we've got to remember. He's got all these groupies that follow him around. And he's got an ulterior motive. And not only does he want to handle our food and our water, but he also wants to control our weather. Watch this one.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial.
How long will it be that countries keep experiencing these climate impacts before someone gets desperate and says, hey, we need to cool the planet with solar geoengineering?
It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth.
Reduce the rate of sea level rise. It could reduce the intensity of tropical storms.
But it also comes with significant risks and uncertainties.
Things like mass famine, mass flooding, drought, of kinds that will affect very large populations.
It could weaken monsoons in India, China, and Africa enough to affect crops. It could eradicate blue sky.
You start increasing the amount of diffuse light and you have less direct light, which is the same thing as saying it looks hazy and white.
And if the global community decides it should stop?
So you stop injecting it, and after a year, the cloud is gone, and you get this rapid warming at a rate much faster than you would get if we had done nothing.
So he's building a giant air conditioner.
Well, giant fog.
So our electric bill is going to be very high to kill all the poor people. That's basically what they just said. And the crops are going to be dead, but we're going to be eating fake shit. So who cares? This all sounds like a freaking plan. Genius.
And he's got more viewers than us. Oh, my mother. So this is what God looks like. You would think that God wouldn't need glasses.
First off, when you walk into Bill Gates' house, when each person in his family walks into the room, it adjusts to their temperature and what they like, and the color of the walls change and the temperature changes. So he lives fine, but he's going to give us a giant air conditioner to block the sun from us living so that we have no food and we eat fake shit. But his daughter can have a green wall and a nice 69-degree temperature in the living room.
That's right. That's right. Margie, but wait, if cow farts are bad because they eat plants, what are ours going to be like? Bingo, Margie. Bingo. That's right. Absolutely right. That's very good. And there's far more people than there are cows. I think he was watching Highlander 2 with this idea. But think about the insanity of that. Millions of dollars right now are being dedicated to this process, okay? To change the weather, to actually put a cover of fog over the planet and to reduce the sunlight that comes down into the human beings. What the hell? I mean, really, the UK, America, China, all these countries, and Leonardo DiCaprio is part of this whole freaking ridiculous scheme. And we're going to change the way the earth, and this isn't the first time that Gates has done this. He was trying to seed the water with chemicals to stop hurricanes from occurring some years back. So that was his first experiment. And there were others who have been trying to do stuff like that. And you're experimenting with our planet. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, did the Industrial Revolution do damage to the planet? Yes, but the other side of it was that human beings lived longer, more things happened. We were able to live a better life and have electricity and do more things. But this is, to me, a step too far. And he's got the money to do it. And more importantly than him having the money to do it, he's got the propaganda that is getting Generation Z on board. And this next clip that I'm going to show you is the propaganda that he shows them to encourage them to keep on going. So watch this.
Getting from 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases down to 0 in 30 years is a huge challenge. It's easy to feel powerless, to wonder where you fit in and how to start. Here are some ideas.
Make clean choices when you buy. Every time you order a plant-based burger, you're sending a signal to the market that there's demand, which means more innovators will get to work. So we rely less on cattle that are a major source of the methane that is heating up the planet. And plant-based meat will get cheaper and taste better. The same goes for electric cars, energy-efficient appliances, low-carbon building materials, and dozens of innovations that will appear in the next few years.
Businesses and governments buy more stuff than households do. As an employee and a voter, encourage your bosses and your representatives to commit to buying green products and services. They also make the stuff people buy, so encourage them to set and meet green standards.
Business and political leaders can also invest more in the research and development we need to invent new technologies to replace the ones we use today that generate emissions.
Most importantly, raise your voice, whoever you are. It was activists around the world who put climate change on the agenda. Now we need citizen activists to accelerate solutions.
He does realize that no one can afford to buy fucking plant-based burger, right? Do you know how much they are?
Mm-hmm.
We have no money.
Yeah, well, go on his channel, Gates Notes, and he talks about that. He talks about that all of the things that he's suggesting are too expensive to actually utilize right now. But if you're an activist and you're demanding it, you'll encourage innovation, and the cost will come down. And he wants to rely heavily on tax dollars and government. And that's where the clip in the beginning on him on politics saying that raising taxes on the rich is only going to pay for some of the things. The middle class and the poor are going to have to pay their fair share too, if we want to, quote, save the planet.
I need to save my umbrella because it's about to fly. I don't know what happened outside, but I need Bill Gates because it's very windy and my umbrella is about to go into the pool. I'm like sitting there watching it as it's lifting out of the stand.
Well, maybe the giant air conditioner went. They turned it on, maybe. You're an activist.
Umbrella number 2 in 2 months then.
Well, he's demanding, definitely. I didn't like that he is working with
You
China.
keep talking because that's about to fly. Hold on.
God, buy up all our farmland. Well, part of the reason that I like to put all this stuff together is because you guys have been doing it, right? You see the hypocrisy in the things he's saying and what's going on. You see how things are being twisted. But I hope, most importantly, you see that this guy who has power, money, influence, is really trying to change the human race. I mean, I didn't include the clip because we did it already. He talks about, humans shouldn't live past a certain span of life because it becomes costly to save them with medical procedures and medication and things like that. So these are dangerous people, these elitist liberals. And they're, at the end of the day, their philosophy is not, or their goal is not altruistic. It's not to save the world. It's to create a world around what they want and screw the rest of us. We're all idiots and puppets, and we should think like him because he was smart enough to make all these millions of dollars because he created computers and.
Well, my computer doesn't work.
Maybe he should focus on making computers whose cameras and audio actually works. Absolutely.
And then also get rid of the lantern flies because they're everywhere outside my door.
Well, maybe he'll work on that next. Well, our final clip, I think, says it all, because Bill Gates, who wants to be God, Thinks he knows everything about everything. But when it came to the world's most popular electric car, he took a short position on the stock. Let's hear from Elon Musk, the owner and founder of Tesla.
Explain to me what Bill Gates was talking about when he was saying that you can't do trucks. What was?
Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about.
Why did he say that then? Like, why would someone?
I don't know. Probably somebody told him that, and he just
repeated it.
He's just not that close to the physics of it, and so
because
I don't think he's ill-intentioned here. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
But why say it then? Like, you think about a guy who's so involved in technology, you would think he would only talk about things you understand.
I don't know. It's weird. I also heard that at one point he had a big short position against Tesla, which was kind of, I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems weird. People I know who know the situation well, I said, "Are you sure?" They said, "Yeah, he had a big short position against Tesla, which obviously didn't work out too well."
I love Elon Musk.
I do too. So in case you don't know what a short position is you're betting that the stock is going to tank. So you put your money against the stock and then you make money when the stock tanks.
It's the underdog, yeah.
Yeah, and so Bill Gates decided to take a short position against Tesla, which is right now the leading.
Right now, that truck is a 2-year waiting list.
Yep, it's a leading selling electric car. So listen, I hope that everybody enjoyed the hypocrisy that you saw. I am so proud of you guys because you saw what we saw, which is, through
bullshit.
him. Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's poop water. It's poop water. So the next time, and listen, don't get me wrong. I'm one of the original environmentalists. I believe that we should definitely treat our environment properly because we live here. This earth is what sustains us.
But first, treat your people properly.
Exactly. The human race is the dominant species on this earth, and we have to keep ourselves alive and living.
Don't be stupid like the dinosaurs.
That's right. Well, if they put that giant air conditioning around,
freeze us out.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're gonna be hungry. And smell like shit. Is that how you want to go out, people?
Yeah, I love what Margie said. If the cows and the animals that eat grass and their farts, destroy the environment, what are our farts going to be like when we start eating plant-based stuff? That is probably, I have to give you props again, Margie.
It's true.
Was the most intelligent comment that was made tonight. Not to say the rest of you didn't have intelligent comments, but think about
You've
what
all eaten a few heads of escarole, and you see what happens the next day.
You make water. You can make water and Legos. Well, anyway, so that is Bill Gates, and he is the man buying up. Hey, he's with China, buying up farmland. So we'll see what happens. All of it, though, might be moot if the World War III breaks out, and we're looking like we're headed in that direction. So
grab your guns, people.
Yeah. Coming to you from the free state of South Carolina for the last time. Next week, I'll be in New York.
Oh, you'll be back the week after stuff.
Well, you bet I will. Because after what I saw going on in New York. Did you see, I don't have the clip, did everybody see the guy in California? 4 guys went in to rob the liquor store, and the robber had a mask and an AR-15. And the guy behind the counter, 80-year-old guy, had a rifle of his own, shot him in the arm. And the robber went out crying, "He hit me in the arm, he hit me in the arm." Yeah, so that's what we're coming to. At any rate, Jen, I love you. I
love you.
Hope your technology does better next week.
It won't.
Well, I'll be home. I'll fix it. All of you, thank you for watching and being loyal viewers. Maybe we'll get a little bit higher than 741 million. And we'll see you next week at 7:00. And now comments can be on both pages. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.